Yo, what's good everyone? My name is Gonox, and today I'm going to be talking about why this recent Typeso update was bad. Obviously, most of this stuff is objective, and this is opinion based, so if you have your own thoughts on this update, leave them down in the comments below. Also, there are timestamps in the description, so if you want to see me complain about a certain part of the update, you're welcome to skip to that, and yeah, let's get started. Alright, so first I want to talk about the positives of the update. Gotta give credit where credit is due. The visionary rework is sick, and the meteor is cool as hell. That cutscene move is insane. The only thing I think that should be balanced out is the debris pillars should have a slight wind up at the start, and then I guess the meteor should do less damage because it's basically unavoidable, unparryable, uneverythingable, so you're basically guaranteed a hit. So I think it should do a little less damage because of that, but that's really about it. Another thing that's great is the Kendo Ultra skill. It looks super sick, and I think it does a whole bar if you hit it correctly. Also, they made it 45 Kendo, so you don't have to use it with Murasama, which I will also get into later. And also, this means you can use pressure shift, which is cool, so you have like 2 counters.
Wow!
Next, they added some new variants to some Soul Reaper weapons. As you can see, I have the new longsword variant, and also here it is in bankai. It looks hella sick. I've seen some of the other ones, they look good too. Now, I don't want to get into balancing wise part of the update as much since I want to focus more on the content part, but some of the balancing updates I thought was good was giving Horizon Core Hyper Armor in the second half, the Pantera X stun being reduced, Butterfly G stun being reduced, pairing Haribel crit working properly, and the Oathbreaker buffs. Now, let's start with the negatives, which there is a lot. First though, I want to talk about Cero variant. Now, holy is this variant busted, and everyone and their mom is running it in ranked right now, and I'm pretty sure they already nerfed it, but even then, if you play your ranks, you would get hit by 3 different Ceros at the beginning that go like hella fast if they're running speed, and there's really not much you can do about that, but otherwise it's still pretty cool. I think after the nerfs, it isn't as busted, but still.
I just lost my dog. How my brother taught me how to chase.
Then I want to talk about X-axis. Holy bro, this drift is pretty ass if you're running it on any tree besides Q Keto. And if you're running it with Q Keto, it is the most passive build ever. The only thing these builds do is hold S key before shooting you 40 times. And when you get close to them, they use their portal move as an evasive and proceed to shoot through that portal while you're trying to catch up to them. Or they use the crit and stay invulnerable in the air while shooting you and waiting for their flash step cooldown to go down. Genuinely unbearable and brain dead to play against. This was like Nova's last wish for Q Keto before being exposed. The only other good thing about X-axis is that it's good for boss raids, but that's really about it. Now, to talk about the Murasama rework, me personally, I don't really like it. I don't feel like it needed a rework, and the reason they gave for reworking it was pretty dumb, which was they didn't want straight media rips, even though things like the Fire Knight Greatsword exist. I think they could have just buffed or reworked the crit on Quincy and Soul Reaper to make it as viable as the Ronker version, as opposed to scrapping the original and making a whole new weapon. And honestly, this rework could have been just that, a new weapon. Also, I really liked how the old Murasama used to look. It was so clean, it looks so good, and the new one, yeah, I don't know, man. Personally, I think the new crits are underpowered except the Quincy version, but they do seem to be buffing them, so it may be more viable with more updates. Next, confusion. I don't even want to get started on confusion. This shit makes you lore accurate Shinji, but instead of losing every battle like him, you win absolutely everything. This rework lives up to its name because this shit is actually confusing as hell. I see most people saying that this is what Kyoka should have been, and yeah, I guess I don't remember Shinji having 20 clones surround you, but having clones is kind of a part of Kyoka's moveset, but this shit needs a nerf right now. Personally, I would recommend increasing the cooldowns on the moves because them cooldowns are wicked, bro, and also decrease the M1 speed on the weapon. It's actually ludicrously fast, and I think it would actually be playable against. Also, Type Soul seems to be having a problem with shadow buffing moves and accessories. If you don't know what shadow buffing or shadow nerfing is, it's when you buff or nerf something without letting the player base know, like in update logs and such. So far from what I've seen, so many accessories have been buffed or nerfed without them telling us. For example, Barrock Diadem's defense got nerfed, and Prince's Cape at Thunder God's Wheel got buffed hella. It would be nice if the team could be more transparent with us with these nerfs and buffs, and you know, just simply put in an update log. So like, I'm sure it's not that difficult. And finally, I want to talk about ranked. Oh man, had to leave the best for last. Wait, no, the worst for last. My bad. First, I'll get into some positives before tweaking out on why it's horrendous. Quick play was a pretty cool feature to add. It's kind of like a warm-up before you actually start running ranked. Also, the map is actually good. I don't have any real complaints about it. So shout out to Lanray and the Windowake team for making this map. But this is where the positives really end. First, we're gonna start off light. The rewards. I think they are pretty buns, and so does everyone else, but I don't think this is that bad, and I'm pretty sure they got buffed too. Personally, it's basically a bigger incentive to get better at the game and, you know, start climbing up the EOs for better rewards, but that's just my opinion. Next, the actual way to get into a ranked game. You know what? Just look at this clip. And tell me what you think about this. I don't even know, man. Also, the wait times are so odd. Either you get matched up immediately, or you wait 2 minutes and still not get put into a match. You can literally see other people in chat complaining about this here. Next thing I want to talk about is probably the thing that makes me the most angry about ranked. It's the start of ranked matches. This has to be my biggest complaint about ranked. If you're on a Soul Reaper slot and you get into a match, you have to unsheathe your katana and then unsheathe your shikai too, which takes just like twice as long. And the problem with this is, as soon as the match starts, you get hit by 2 different Ceros or get boomy cutted to before you can even pull out your shikai and fight back. This is honestly like the most stupid thing ever. It's like the testers didn't even test the ranked out and gave it the green light. Like, please give like a 3-second countdown with hyper armor so shit like this doesn't happen. It's genuinely unbearable as Soul Reaper not being able to do anything because you're still pulling out your shikai. So yeah guys, personally this is what I think about the most recent update. Personally, I think it was just bad. Most of this is obviously all objective, so this is all my opinion. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, see ya.
On my roof, already ready.